Welcome everyone. So in this video we are going to learn about the variables and constants also. So first of all, let me open up the Atom. So here we have the Atom, and let me make a new file and save this one as, let we have first.py or variables.py. Now, what actually is variable? I think you understand with the name that what is a variable. So generally variable is just a container in programming language. I think most of you think this thing that like if you are working on something, you need to store some data. Like if you have a shop, you need to store your groceries, and if you want to have some sheets of paper, you want to store the pages in any file or something like that. So in this programming also, if you want to work on some data, you need to store the data as somewhere in the memory, and that memory is not that we can access with this programming language. Like if I cannot just write here the memory address and save the data there. So to simplify that, the programmer of Python and in every language made variables. So variables are nothing like, we have x is equal to 5. Here I have assigned a value of 5 to x. So here x is a container that contains the value 5. So here x is a variable. And then we have two kinds of variables generally, that is constant and that are not constant. Constants are those whose value remains same throughout the program, and others are the variables whose value can change. Like if I have x is equal to 5 here and I made an input value from the user, then the value changes. So that's the thing here, that are variables. And also you can simply just use them, like here I have x is equal to 5, and you can use this one to print x. One more thing here, in other programming languages we require, like in let me take example of basic programming language, that is C. We require a number of libraries like include, then we have something like stdio.h to make the print and scan functions happen in any program. But in Python we do not require anything. That's why Python is simple and more efficient and the most popular language in the world. So in this, if you want to print something, then you can just use print. Like I have told you in installing the softwares, there I have also shown you like printing things. So here we just need to write print and parentheses. In parentheses you can print anything. Like if I want to print x, so either I write print 5 or I will write print x. And if I save this one, command s, and run the terminal, here we have Python and variables.py, and you will get 5 and 5. That's the thing here, that here I have written 5 and here I have written x. X is a container that contains the value 5. So these things are the variables that store the data, and they can be of any kind. Like here I have stored a number. You can also store a character, like here I have Dave, and here I have, and let me just show you this one now. So here I have first x is equal to 5, then I have x is equal to Dave, and if you want to run this one, you will get 5 and Dave. Here in x you will not get x is equal to 5, because Python reads these statements line by line. First it assigns x a value of 5, and then later in the second syntax it gets the value Dave. So it will replace the first one. So that's the thing here, never use the same variable for different values if you want to use both of the values, because in that case it will replace the previous one. So that's the things about the variables. And one more thing here is, like if you have y is equal to 6 and z is equal to, like if you want to print the sum of 5 and 6, then you can either write 5 plus 6, and you can just write z is equal to, or we can take another variable, c is equal to x plus y, and then print Z and print C, and let me remove these two and this one also, otherwise we will get error because they are different data types. And here if I run this one, then we have 11 and 11. You will get the same results here, and you can also like 5 plus y and command S and then run, then again the same output. So that's the thing here. I hope you understand this one, that what a variable is. It's just a container to store the different values, and you can store any kind of value.